Six guy, he a visionary.
You know we smoking on bro for show. They like why man I post my show with slide for mine. You know how I go and BIP deals we live for show. For your fans, but in these streets, you know you for real. You ain't about that life, so start that capping. If I don't get you, then gon' get you on the back end.
I spoke with a woman whose home was shot at. She didn't want to be on camera, but tells me there was an argument between 4 people and her husband outside her home while her children and other kids in the neighborhood were playing. She says she told the children to go inside her house. One child, a 10-year-old boy, was peeking out the window as the argument continued. And then shots were fired into her home where 5 children were. One bullet, she says, hit the boy in the head and he fell against the front door. When she opened the door, the child collapsed onto the front porch and was not responsive. Police say he died at the hospital. She says her husband was also hit by gunfire and was discharged from a nearby hospital with several injuries. 10 on Your Side saw him walking around the neighborhood in a hospital gown covered in blood. She tells us she has faith in law enforcement and that justice will be served.
Well, I guess we'll see, because now that person's on the run. U.S. Marshals looking for female rapper charged with murder of 10-year-old boy. Reward up to $5,000 offered for info leading to capture. Norfolk, Virginia. The U.S. Marshals Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force is requesting the public's assistance in locating a woman who is on the run from charges stemming from the shooting death of a child. Tashonda Nicole Drayton, a.k.a. 23 Brazy, is wanted for first-degree murder and related firearm charges in connection to a shooting that left a 10-year-old boy dead and an adult male injured in Franklin, Virginia, August 9th. Drayton is a black female with brown eyes and black hair. She stands 5 feet 11 inches and weighs approximately 250 pounds. She has "Only Loyalty" tattooed above her left eyebrow, 23 Brazy in red letters on her forehead, along with several tattoos on her face and neck. Drayton also has multiple tattoos on both her arms and hands. Drayton has ties all over the Hampton Roads area and should be considered armed and dangerous. Drayton has the following outstanding arrest warrants from the Franklin Police Department: first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, aggravated malicious wounding, shooting into an occupied dwelling, 2 counts, use of a firearm in commission of a felony, threat to burn or damage a building, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and discharge of a firearm in a public place.
Tonight with breaking news from Franklin as police search for the woman accused in the death of a 10-year-old boy. Thank you for joining us. I'm Marielena Dolores. Just moments ago, we learned the suspect's identity. Take a look at your screen. This is 24-year-old Tashonda Drayton. Police say she faces several charges, including first-degree murder. Officers were called to Artist Street just before 3 o'clock this afternoon. Paramedics rushed the 10-year-old to the hospital, where he later died. Police say a 37-year-old was flown to Centera Norfolk General Hospital. 10 on Your Side's Michelle Wolf just got back from Franklin. So, Michelle, what can you tell us tonight?
Lena, it's a devastating situation. I spoke with a woman whose home was shot at. She didn't want to be on camera, but tells me there was an argument between 4 people and her husband outside her home while her children and other kids in the neighborhood were playing. She says she told the children to go inside her house. One child, a 10-year-old boy, was peeking out the window as the argument continued. And then shots were fired into her home where 5 children were. One bullet, she says, hit the boy in the head and he fell against the front door. When she opened the door, the child collapsed onto the front porch and was not responsive. Police say he died at the hospital. She says her husband was also hit by gunfire and was discharged from a nearby hospital with several injuries. 10 on Your Side saw him walking around the neighborhood in a hospital gown covered in blood. She tells us she has faith in law enforcement and that justice will be served. 24-year-old Tashonda Drayton faces several charges, including first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and more. We'll have the full list of charges on wavy.com. Police say she is armed and dangerous. This is the first homicide in Franklin this year.
Couple of things, bro. If you know that your area right now is compromised, the fact that the mom knew to send the kids into the house must be an indicating thing to point out the most, because that means you knew that it was problems and that it could get somewhere and go somewhere. So what you should have did was literally got your kids in the house and make sure you was on standby in case things got worse. Or hindsight got the kids in the car and left, but nobody's thinking like that. I can't put that on that person. Fellas, ladies, we have rules and positions for reasons. The man attacks, the woman takes care of the children, and hides the kids. With that being said, that's as much as I can attribute to that. To the dude in the situation, you had to be pissed that and disappointed that you didn't de-escalate the situation. Whatever it was for, whether he warranted it or not, whether he pulled out his gun and shot or not, whether any of these things, if you're dealing with somebody and you know them because it seemed like he knew the person, the young lady, you have to be able to handle that. But the blame ultimately goes to the dumb ass. I can't say what I want to say because they're going to try to strike the channel. The idiot. Ladies, let me tell y'all something. One of the things about the ladies who try to be ladies but you want to be men, y'all always harbor a street nigga. The nigga that you thought your daddy was supposed to be in the streets, or the nigga that y'all probably got y'all heart broke by, and then you decided whatever. You decided to be the worst part of society. That's why I don't like certain cats that try to join into this stuff and everything like that later on, because you don't emulate a successful person. You emulate a deviant person, a stupid individual, a nigga who is basically out here running reckless and don't care and disregard for life is at an all-time low. So now, all that tough talking you doing, you be doing it from behind bars. I'm not finna say no allegedly and none of that, because obviously they got witnesses, they got kids, they got a wife, they got the dude she shot, they got everybody. So ain't no need for allegedly right here. But I will leave this little bit of a crumb. If that dude whipped out a gun and started busting and she basically defended herself, that's on him. He got to eat that. Now, if it's the other way around and she just got violent, they start scuffling and tussling and everything like that, you're not a dude, and he probably got the best of you, and you had to get your gun. Let me tell you, ladies, something. You're not as strong as men. You're not. I don't care what your orientation is, what you may dress like, you may be a dude and everything like that. You ain't built like that. And now the emotions of two idiots, more than likely the woman, because she is a woman, you ain't a man. You'll never be a man. You'll never know what it'd be like to go, in multiple ways. Now, you better be done for the rest of your life, bro. And that's the most unfortunate part about this. Your rap career really wasn't going nowhere, and now you're going to get all the shine that you can get. Unfortunately, it ain't going to be for what you want. But all that disrespectful rap and everything tells me about mentality more than anything. And since your mentality basically is one that is of a petulant child with a gun, you got what you got coming to you. And I don't feel bad for you. But rest in peace to the 10-year-old boy. No child should ever be buried by their goddamn parent. And I feel sad for the mother and sad for the kids. But I don't know too much about the father. But if he's innocent in all this, I feel sad for him. But if he caused this, bro, you got to eat that too. But subscribe, turn on that bell to stay notified. Share to keep your people aware. I'll catch y'all in the next one.
What's really hood when I'm through the hood? Nothing be said, we got it overstood. The team fed, yeah, it's really good. Put that on everything, bro, you're never good. What's really hood when I'm through the hood? Nothing be said, we got it overstood.